Yo, yo. Good morning, good morning. Appreciate it, Hobby. Great hockey game last night, dude. I stayed up way too late watching that. Had to win it twice, man. I don't know about that offside call. I don't know what the rule is. To me, if his skate had to be on the ground, like dragging his toe on the ground at the blue line, then it definitely was offsides. But if it just has to not cross the blue line, like his leg was in the air, but it wasn't cross the blue line, then it wasn't offside. So I don't know. So either way, glad we pulled it out. UNC fan, I go to UNC. Has to be on the ice. So if it's in the air but not across the line, then it's still offsides. That would make sense as to why they called it off then. I'm an alum. Nice. That makes sense then. That's why I wasn't too like up in arms about it at the time, because I don't know the very specific fine print of that rule. So either I could see how it could have been offsides or not offsides. And I noticed Brendamore didn't really throw a fit. So studying econ major, BA in econ. What was your major? I appreciate that. Took a short pre-market, made 1K. I will not be trading today. God is good. Very nice, man. Human development and family studies. Played softball. Oh, nice. There you go. Softball is something I have not really watched a whole lot of while I've been here. I did go to a bunch of the girls' lacrosse games. They're badass. They're really good. Got brand new accounts. Let me see how they get run through by Trump. Hope it retests the orb. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the orb's going to be kind of weird today because I don't know that we're bearish. So somebody'd have to explain to me how this would work in this scenario. You'd want it to traverse the entirety of the orb, right, and then come back and retest it down if we're bullish. A lot more fast paced than baseball, yeah. Is there news today? There was at 8:30. Yeah, retail sales. And you got Kevin Warsh testifying at 10 a.m. Senate confirmation hearing for him. We have to tap the orb and immediately direct. How does it work, Mac, if we're bullish, but we begin the session below the orb? Does it completely negate the orb strategy at that point? Top the morning to you. Hey, doing all right, man. Hope you are. $5 million short. It was actually bigger than that, man. If you actually saw the size of it, you'd be pissed. You talking about before he announced the Strait of Hormuz reopening? Yeah, it was massive. It was massive. Somebody banked like 160 million off of that trade. Dino, we're doing great over here, man. Is this in queue? Yes, it is. I will trade today. That lies are popping out. How do you personally trade all-time highs? Well, if we're bullish, we're shooting for we're going to use standard deviation for calculations. So we're going to figure out exactly where our take profits would be based on standard deviations. Typically, 2 standard deviations would be 2 to 2.5 standard deviations would be an ideal target for TPs. But we're going to be using Bookmap. Bookmap is going to be clutch. Bearish drawn liquidity. I'll show you what the Bookmap looks like. This pretty much lines up with this London low that I had marked on the chart. So a beautiful setup would be a sweep of that London low and potentially the Asia low as well. And then a V-shaped recovery for longs up to all-time highs. That would be, if I could control what price action does, that's what I would hope for, or that's what I would do. Tulane, what up, man? Do you like trading around all-time highs? It's okay. I like it when we get these pullbacks and then we can target all-time highs. Bro, do you pay for the data? I do. Is Bookmap free? No, it is not. I do, yeah. I do use Bookmap. Today is one of the strange days because I can see that we're bullish, but there's a slight possibility that we dump downwards with the news with Trump being ready to set foot with troops in Iran. I don't know. Yeah, I think is he still yapping right now? It was on like CNBC or something a little bit ago, yapping. When is not yapping? Yeah. Wish you a lot of luck today, Chris. I'm gonna watch the charts plus Bookmap today. No more trades. There you go. It's a good time. Consti, this is a perfect time since you already took your trade. You're up pre-market. Market hasn't opened yet. This is absolutely the perfect time for you to study Bookmap. Not even looking for a trade. You're just watching Bookmap in conjunction with TradingView and watching how it behaves at open, watching how it manipulates, all that kind of stuff, and really learning it. It's ideal. Perfect. You need Bookmap data for this. Rotating temperature. Yep. This is called Bookmap. BRAD. This is Bookmap. So you download Bookmap from bookmap.com and install it. You gotta have a computer that can handle it. And it's one of those things you gotta just study, man. It's not pretty much out of the box. The settings are good to go. You can monkey with a couple of things, but it's one of these things where I had to spend a long time, countless hours, man. Really, like I was just saying to Consti, studying Bookmap, not looking for a trade, just studying how it moves, comparing it to what I'm seeing on the charts. And really getting in there. In the past, I've used the comparison of video games like, Fortnite or Warzone. I could sit there and tell you the rules of how to play Fortnite or how to play Warzone, but it's not going to do you a whole lot of good until you constantly play the game and get actually good at it. Bookmap's a lot like that. Yeah, you need Bookmap data. Get the Bookmap data. Will that guy that talks to affect the markets like Trump? I don't know, man. I don't think it. No, it won't. It won't be like Trump. You're talking about Kevin Warsh in his testimony. I don't think it'll affect the markets like that. You got to remember, the chairman of the Fed only has so much power, man. Any sort of monetary policy that's set by the Fed is voted on by the board of governors and things like that. So it's not the chairman of the Fed is just one vote. You know, he can dictate certain things, but he can't. He's only one vote. So certain monetary policy, like lowering interest rates and things like that, you know, he's limited on what he can do in terms of actually setting those things. We had retail sales today, Dakota, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Is it hard to learn bookmap and order flow? No. Takes a long time of studying bookmap. I mean, you can get the general principles of it in 15 minutes, but in terms of actually learning how to trade it and trusting it and knowing what you're seeing, yeah, that's going to take some time. Does he control unemployment claims? No. These are limit orders set. And if you look at this level, this is at 26,800 area, which is pretty much lined up with where the London low is. That area right here, 26,799, 26,798, all of that is basically lined up with the London low here on the chart. Vulnerable. I learned how to spell it. There you go. Think what you're dumping today. What's up, Zach? I'm away. In a way, trading is almost like a game. Yes, that is true. Yeah. You'll notice there's a huge crossover between people who are used to play video games and who are good at video games and people who are traders. Had to learn it in Spanish first. Someone gave you 20K just so they can make every move you make. Would you take it? What do you mean? You can do that for free, man. Why would you need to pay 20K for it? I don't develop a bias, man. I don't do that. I have a general idea of what I think the market will do, but I don't develop a bias. I feel like you can easily pigeonhole yourself into a way of thinking that could prevent you from spotting setups. So I wait for the market to tell me what it wants to do, and I try to ride the wave in that direction. Let's getting those skills sharpened, yeah. Yeah, I always mark that out, Devin. Midnight Eastern. You waiting for the market to open? I am. 17 minutes, 16 minutes. Impulse, what's up, man? What indicator is what? These are my marks, man. I use the ICT kill zone and pivots indicator to show me the sessions, but I use the ray tool to mark all that out so I can keep the thing turned off. You're a full-time trader, I am. Very well could, Mac. Yeah, very well could. All depends on what Trump says, to be completely. He just ended his interview. He's done talking. Sweet. Then what's the best time to enter NAS in general? The best session, I mean, with the most volume and volatility is 9:30 New York AM. You know, the 9:30 open. Are you a voice artist? I don't even know what that is, but no, I'm not. Do you watch Invincibles? No. There was news at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. There was, yeah. No, not a voice actor. You recommend the 50K accounts or the 25K accounts, and why? Juiced, which firm are you talking about? 50Ks pretty much across the board are good to go with. 25Ks don't. Yeah, you don't really have a lot of runway with the drawdown in those, so I like to go with the 50Ks. What platform is it on, Aaron? Are you on NQ? I am. Yeah, Juice, I'd go with the 50Ks. Prime Video. Okay, I'll check it out. I got that. News at 10. Yeah, the news at 10, Buffy, is Kevin Warsh. He's got his Senate confirmation hearing going on. I don't know that it's going to have a tremendous amount of effect. We'll see, though. We're obviously going to keep that in mind if we get into a trade. Did you start with futures or CFD? I started with Forex. Don't recommend it. Forex, personal capital. No education. Straight into it. You can only, if you're talking about Lucid 2-lane, you can take 50% of your account balance. So you need to make more than, to take the max payout of 2K, you'd want to make 4K, right? You also want to potentially have a buffer. You know, if I could get a trade for $1 million in my Lucid account, I would do that because that gives me a pretty big buffer. There's no consistency in the Flex account. 50% up to 2K in the 50K accounts. Do you use anything to determine your trend direction? My eyeballs. My eyeballs. Yep, 50K accounts, you can take 2K every 5 days. Yep. Yeah, you gotta have $150 of profit or more every 5 days. 5 days of $150 of profit or more. What's your area of interest you want to enter? I don't determine that kind of thing, but if you were to force me to tell you where would you want to take a trade, I'd want to see us sweep this London and Asia low, V-shaped recovery, clear book map direction to the upside, and I would want to target these all-time highs. I don't know, Clint. I was watching my stream back last night. I didn't realize you guys can hear my foot tapping on the ground like that. I try to keep that at a minimum. That's my ADHD kicking in. Do you do shorts or just longs? I go with the direction of the market, man. I don't limit myself like that. You thought it was a cat? That's my foot tapping on the ground. What was your biggest issue before turning profitable? Being able to sit on my hands and not get into a trade. Learning that I had a problem with clicking the button too often when I didn't need to. if you stay in here long enough, you'll hear or you'll see somebody make a comment about, I never see you in a trade. I never see you taking a trade. That's how I've found success, is not constantly being in a trade, waiting for ideal conditions and then getting in, shaking the money tree, taking some leaves and getting out. Someone's behind you. I can see behind me. No one's behind me, man. I can see behind me. I can see not just behind me, I can see through that door. This is a good level to long. my man, you have London and Asia low right there. You have Bookmap looking like this. You can take that long if you want, but you better have a pretty wide stop. Verse of the day. Good call. John 10:28-30. Jesus said, I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can snatch them out of my hand. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and the Father are one. Is a good verse. And that's a good verse for the people. I have Muslim friends, and they like to say, well, Jesus never claimed to be God. Show me where Jesus claimed to be God. Well, how else would you interpret that? I and the Father are one. Seems pretty clear to me. This is the longest it's taken me to pass an eval. There's no rush, man. How can Bookmap help you? I mean, like I just showed, you got somebody sitting there eyeballing a long. If I were to see this on the Bookmap and I'm thinking about taking a long, I'm going to wait for this to get swept. I'm going to wait for all this to get swept before I get into a long. Absolutely, Everett. Absolutely. It's also fun to have those theological conversations with them and with anyone because I feel like it sharpens your own belief. So we just tapped into that. See where we just tapped into that? I want to see it push a little lower than that, though. I want to see all of this get taken, at least. What are the terms that you have on your chart? What do you mean, the labels that you see marked out? These are session highs and lows, and then you get the midnight open right there. So that's London low, Asia low, all-time highs, New York PM low, lunch low, New York AM low, sell side liquidity, London low, Asia low, New York PM high. That should be New York PM low, New York PM low, New York AM low, New York PM low, lunch low. Fed chair speaks at 10, right? Or is he speaking? You're talking about Jerome Powell? Is he speaking right now? Everybody wants to yap today. Why are all these guys yapping? Here comes London low. I don't see Powell speaking. You must be. You're talking about Kevin Warsh, the nominee. It's a Senate confirmation hearing. That's not the current Fed chair. Jerome Powell is still the current Fed chair. Kevin Warsh is the nominee. That's his Senate confirmation hearing. Do you trade on NinjaTrader, Tradeovate, or TradingView? Which one do you recommend for Lucid accounts? I buy the Tradeovate, and then I connect it to TradingView. Ninja Trader's way too complicated, man. I just watched a TikTok that said bald guys usually grow the greatest beards. It is true. It is interesting how that works. It's something I've noticed too. Nora, what's up? When you start giving everything that you had to God, when did I? Can you explain order flow? Basically, you're looking at the momentum and the volume in the market. So you're using this book map. You're watching how the momentum's lined up with what you're seeing. These are limit orders that you haven't. Hold on, I just clicked the wrong button here. Sorry. These are limit orders that you have stacked up in the market here. You also have these volume dots that are showing you the aggression at which the market orders are being placed. So the larger these dots, the more volume is being executed at that level. So you're paying attention to those things and getting a feel for the trend and for the momentum. What investments do you recommend? I don't do investment advice, man. Can't go wrong with throwing your money at VOO, though. Where do you go to watch Kevin Moore speak? I'm sure it's going to be on pretty much any news channel, especially business news channels. You can go to Bloomberg, Fox Business, any of the business channels probably will have it. No, the TradingView subscription doesn't give you data. You have to buy data if you're going to do that. Most prop firms provide you data though. So when you sign into your prop firm account that provides data, you'll get the live data with TradingView, typically. Mostly happens with gingers. Have you studied this, Erica? Mackenzie, what's up? CB, if you're using like Lucid or one of those firms, typically the data will come with it. But if you're just using, if you're just using paper, like if you're just paper trading with TradingView or something like that, you need to pay for data. It's like $7 a month. I have the essential plan, and I pay for the data as well because I just do $7. Really don't know why I do, but I do. Any TradingView indicators you use for order flow? No, just Bookmap. Do you suggest EOD drawdown for Apex or cheaper for someone that knows their risk well? It all depends on how you can navigate the intraday trailing, Noah. I don't typically have a problem with it. So I don't really shy away from the intraday trailing accounts. London low did not get tapped. London low did not get tapped. London lows here, and price came down to there. I didn't even realize I burped, my bad. Short market open, I don't know if I would do that. ES has orders stacked above us here, so it could manipulate higher and then go down. We really don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell what's going to happen here. We'll see. We're just going to stay patient. Here we go. Straight down. And then up. Miami vibes you give me. I appreciate that. I like Miami. South Florida in general. It did both things, Mac. It went down and up. Been using Bookmap since Friday, trying to learn it. I'm 3 for 3 so far. Just passed funded today. Very nice, man. Bookmap is very useful. Trade-of-8 pros. I like watching the 30-second chart on Trade-of-8. When market opens like that, it's always fun. You're so hairy and handsome. Hey, appreciate that. It's an interesting combination of words there. How and where to use Bookmap? You download it. You download it from bookmap.com, and it looks like this. Pakistani foreign minister urges the U.S. and Iran to extend the ceasefire. Only 3 ships have passed through the Strait of Hormuz in the past 24 hours. Yeah, I'm waiting for that too, Kim. Did you take that short? Did you take that short? Yeah, man. Had 10 minis on. Was holding it through market open. VWAP is above us. Up here. It's all right, Juice. That is a responsible thing to do. You should always pretend like this is your business, man. You wouldn't just YOLO a trade at open like that. Even if you had a pretty good idea it's going to go down, you never really know what it's going to do. Meme coin, you would think. No, this is NASDAQ futures. Will, what's up, man? We're doing great over here. 1 or 5 minute. I watched on the 5, and then when I'm going to enter a trade, I usually drop down to the 1. Sometimes I stay on the 5, though, just to get an overview. Remember, we inverted that new week opening gap, and that's what we're tapping into right now down in here. So all of that. That's the new week opening gap. I'll make that brighter for you guys. A different color or something. You can kind of see that. C of that gap, it's down here. So we're pretty close to it. Huge order just popped up at 26,730 below us. I use the Global Plus. Can you pretty please ship on that? Thank you for being respectful. You missed the verse of the day. John 10:28 through 30. Excuse me. Wow. Jesus said, I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and the Father are one. Matthew, what's up, man? You missed the orb yesterday. Those orders at 30 got snatched. Yeah, I haven't seen Ballas in here yet. Do you really trade on this chart? No. We use it to read, man. This is order flow. This is level two data, institutional order flow. Execute on a different platform. Jose, what's up? Yes, Jamie. I mean, it depends on the session. You got to pay attention to how the session has been playing out. If you notice that in that session that price is absorbing those orders, when you have those massive pockets of liquidity, then you can expect it when you see a massive pocket where, that was 230 something orders. You can anticipate with good reason that price is going to go to that level. There are some sessions that you'll see a massive order like that and price just won't go to it. It'll edge it and then push away hard, reject hard away from it. That's why it's important to pay attention to how price is behaving for the day or for the session. Tristan, what's up, man? I got you, Nicholas. What's your expectation for NQ? I just joined. Expectations lead to disappointment. It's a life lesson for you right there. Write that down, laminate it, put it in your front pocket. I don't have expectations, man. I'm just going to see what price wants to do. We're going to try to ride it in the direction that it wants to go. That's called spoofing. XOX. It's called spoofing, and it's actually illegal. But you'll see that happen occasionally. But it is illegal actually to do that. Spoofing is illegal. Am I in a trade? No. Erica, come on. No trades here. No trades. Be patient. I know I do that sneaky trade sometime, but you can pretty much tell when I'm in a trade. I think most people can tell when I'm in a trade, even if they can't see it on the chart. Quarters at no undershirt is crazy work. Thanks, man. Yep, you stopped talking. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Last time we were 500 points lower. We're actually lower than that, Matthew. We've been pumping, dude. Pump. Last 2 weeks, we've pumped almost 4,000 points. We have pumped 4,000 points last 2 weeks. It's crazy. Oh, ES. Yeah. I forgot you're trading ES. You are right. Yeah, ES. ES orb did not play out yesterday, I don't think. NQ did. Am I waiting for news to pass? No. I mean, the news, 8:30 news did pass. That Kevin Morsh at 10 a.m. is going to be a long ordeal, man. That's going to be well into the afternoon. I don't know that that's going to have much of an effect on the market. That's a Senate confirmation hearing. Yeah, I saw RP took an L yesterday, didn't he? A bunch of people did, I think. Med, we don't do that here, man. We don't do call outs like that. Thank you, though. I hope it works out for you if you do take that trade. Have not posted the giveaway yet, no. There's Ballas. Yeah, that sucks. It's going to happen sometimes, though. I mean, it's going to happen. You thank me later? Hey, maybe. We just don't do that here, man. Appreciate it, though. Yeah, I mean, trades have to fail sometimes, man. You can't. I mean, it's extremely unlikely to have a 100% win rate. I mean, I would say statistically impossible. What are you looking for right now? I'm looking for clarity, and there's not clarity right now. This is the book map. You see, we're lit up in both directions here. We're stuck in the middle. We're smack in the middle of this new week opening gap, the inversion of the new week opening gap. There's a couple, I think there's a 4-hour gap that we might be in right now. Is it 4 hour? Yeah, we're in the 4-hour inversion right now. You know, longs would make sense, but I'm waiting for clarity. I want to see clarity. And she hasn't shown herself yet. This is the 1 minute chart here, so this is just consolidating at this level. Orders are starting to get heavier above us. This is Trading View. Not in a trade, no. Starting to get heavy liquidity above us here, but don't get faked out. Wait for confirmation. Where you located? North Carolina. Have you used the bathroom yet? Can you show the dogs? I did grab a drink already. Prior to the stream, I think, though. Did you peg flash? No. Iced coffee, what's up? Are you in Charlotte? No. I'm in Chapel Hill. Chapel Thrill. I execute Stace. I will click the button for execution on Tradeovate, but you'll see it here on TradingView. Or I have my prop firm accounts connected to Trading View. I live in Charlotte. Nice. Got that acceptance letter. I saw that, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. I remember that feeling. It's funny, I saw your post and then I got like a time hop thing. The same exact day I got mine 1 year ago. Is that confirmation enough? What do you see there that would confirm a long, Thea? You got a 5-minute bearish gap that we pushed into and rejected out of. You could maybe, I wouldn't even take a short there. I just wait, sit on your hands. That's why I use prop firms, because you have very limited risk and unlimited upside, basically. Why would you not? It's a great feeling, dude. It's a great feeling. I remember it. I remember that feeling. Alejandro, I see that too, but I'd still want, you're in a 4-hour bullish inversion here as well. But what I'd want to see when I mean further confirmation, I want to see at least that 5-minute get inverted. At least this 5-minute get inverted. If I was going to take a long. I'm not convinced either way at the moment. Dude, appreciate that. Who sent that? XOX. Hey, appreciate that, man. DP, that news is going to go on for a while. That's Kevin Warsh Senate confirmation hearing for his nomination. So that's probably going to be a very long event. I don't know how much that's going to actually have much of an effect. We'll see, though. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing on the book map here. Do you think rates will get cut since Trump's nominee is getting sworn in? This is just the confirmation hearing. I don't think it'll be a little while before he's sworn in, but no, I don't think the rates will get cut, and here's why. He himself is only one vote. He doesn't determine that. He can't act unilaterally. So he's one vote. You got the board of governors, you got a bunch of other people that vote on those sorts of things. And I don't know right now with the way that the market conditions are and the certain economic metrics that are out, the way that they look, that it makes sense to cut rates at this very moment. So we'll see. Bookmap is not as confusing as it looks, no. Do you have a daily goal? Yeah, to be better than I was yesterday. That's my daily goal. Can you show? Yes, yeah. Sorry. Packed day today, guys. I'm so excited. Heck yeah. How'd you do yesterday? I made $5,900, something like that. It's a pretty decent day. I'm working out the dogs today. This is a tool to use for order flow MZ, yes. I trade order flow momentum combined with ICT. With a breaker formation, I like to see more concise V-shape recovery. So this would not be a situation where a breaker would necessarily be very convincing. We consolidated here. You could almost argue that we could potentially see an AMD here with this accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution to the downside, although that's not the direction I'm leaning. Uh, you know, I think we're bullish, but we'll see. Just staying patient, waiting for the market to really confirm that. Is TradeC good? I've only used it once, man. I don't really know. It seems all right. It seems very similar to TradingView, except it just doesn't have access to all the indicators that TradingView has. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see, Alejandro. I want to see how price reacts at that level. I'm not in a trade. Why don't you show your trade? I'm not in a trade. Maddie, whichever time frame they appear on. Kind of got to bounce around to see where they would appear. And this is not a situation where a breaker formation would really convince me of much. I mean, in general, what you do take trades. Sometimes I don't show my trades because I don't want people to copy trade the trade that I'm taking in case it doesn't play out. I don't like to feel responsible for people losing money. Another reason is I don't like to hear people's opinion while I'm in a trade because whether you intend it to or not, it does have an effect on your decision making. I trust myself in my analysis enough that I want to rely on that, and I don't want to even subconsciously be influenced by other people's opinions. That's why I also try to not to read the chat while I'm in a trade. The blue line is VWAP. If you watch somebody like Rips, you will never see him in a trade. You can tell when he's in a trade based on, you know, if you've watched him long enough, you can tell based on his body language and his behavior. But there's traders out there that are, they'll never show you their trade because they don't want you. You shouldn't try to copy trade people, man. What you should want to do is learn what their approach is to the market and how they conduct themselves. And then you can develop your own strategy. There's a guy, Logan, was it CSO? I was listening to him, and he trades like he doesn't even trade ICT or anything like that. He's developed completely his own strategy now. Pieces of it are parts of other strategies, but you should do what works best for you and not try to mimic your trading on how someone else trades. Eleven a.m. I don't use the upper or lower band now, but there are different anchors that I use. Like if you look at the, if you're looking at the book map, I have that anchored to the 6 p.m. true day open. Rips is effing people up. What do you mean by that? That is ES book map that we're sitting on. You heard. Yeah, ES is pumping. You got 50 seconds, 55 seconds until this 5-minute candle closes on NQ. Hopefully it closes above. Slight pullback there on the ES. Give a man a trade, he's profitable for a day. Teach a man to trade, he's maybe profitable forever. Alejandro, that's frustrating. Nicholas, you got to be patient, man. You got to be patient. Appreciate that, man. 7 seconds until this 5-minute candle closes, and it doesn't look like we're going to get an inversion off of it, off of this candle. We're not. A lot of liquidity above us here. We're also hitting that 6 p.m. true day open on NQ on book map and bouncing right off of it, which is interesting. Yeah, ES did invert. NQ did not. Man, I would just enter this anyway. Do it. We got red folder in 5, so I'll wait. It's Kevin Moore's testimony, his Senate confirmation hearing. So that's not going to be like one news release type of thing. It's not going to be like a typical news release where it's like, you know, any of the other economic numbers that come out or something. It's just he's testifying before the Senate. Bro is trading Chernobyl radiation. That's funny. All right, I took a little stab here on the pullback to 26,808 is the entry on that. Might add into this if it pulls back a little more. We'll see what happens here. Nice push there. Yeah, Ballas, I got it. I appreciate that, man. Full TP right there. My TP was at 26,840. I'm out. $938 times 5. I think this still has plenty of room to the upside, but that's just where there was a massive stack of orders there. Fake trade fakeness. See if I can get this on here for you. I'm gonna get this P&L showing for you. 850. There we go. I gotta drag that up so high. So 838 times 5. I called it. I thought I called that out. Did I not? Said that I was in at 2608 or whatever. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Christian trains lives. No, you're good. You're good. Just above that 5 minute is where I entered. I do something that probably isn't recommended if you're strictly an ICT trader, which is I front ran that 5 minute gap before the candle closure. So I was in right here at 08, just at the top of that gap. Probably the worst spot to get in if the candle hasn't closed yet. But Bookmap was just firing up to the upside there. I was looking at the momentum. Yeah, Dill, the reason I took that trade, I was looking at the momentum on Bookmap on NQ and ES, and it was just firing up to the upside, flashing heavy. Christian, have you ever wanted to quit? And if yes, what would you? I've never wanted to quit, man. I've never wanted to quit, so I don't really have a good recommendation for that. I've always known that if I just stuck with this, that I can make it work, and I've always wanted to do this. There has not been one day since I started day trading 5 years ago where I have not been excited to wake up and trade. So I don't really know how to battle through that if I was you, or if I felt that way. I guess because here's maybe one way to look at it, Dean. Well, that's not really a good way, because this isn't the only job that can give you freedom, but I would much prefer doing this every day than having to go clock in and work at a job that I don't enjoy and not have the freedom to be at home and to raise my kids and to be with my wife. I don't want the government raising my kid. So that's stuff that when I'm struggling with trading, I try to keep in mind. Yeah, here's Bookmap. It's in Q. Would you send your kids to public school? No, I would not. And I will not. I was homeschooled. I loved it. I went back in middle school, and that's when my problems started getting into trouble. I would definitely homeschool my kids. I plan to. I think it's great. There's people who do it correctly, and there's people who do it incorrectly. This is called Bookmap. It's level 2 data, institutional order flow. It's a software you download. Christian enters off the orb again. I didn't tell Matthew that. They're trying to say I took the orb yesterday, Matthew. It just happened to be an entry that was close to the orb, okay? It wasn't an orb trade. How do you read this? Yeah, I can tell you that. These are limit orders that are stacked that you see here that price is absorbing at the moment. You can see we have a massive stack of orders up here at basically 26,900. These dots that you're seeing are volume dots. So the bigger the dots, the more volume is being executed at that level. If the dot is more green, then it's buyers in control. If they're more red, it's the sellers who are in control. So ideally what you're looking for is price to be targeting these higher levels of liquidity where all these orders are stacked up. And you'll notice, you see this massive stack of orders, basically 26,900 area. You're like, well, what is that? Well, you can go switch back over to your trading view. What happens at 26,900 area? 26,900-ish is all-time highs. So you can see how there's correlations between what you're seeing on the book map and what is on the charts. Book map, I think there is a YouTube page that shows it for free, but this if you're going to buy the software and use it yourself, it is not. It's a little over $100 a month. Lawson, what's up, man? Mike Z, I use NQ or MNQ, so it looks cleaner. NQ is kind of rough looking with the bookmap data. So I use MNQ, and you'll see that the data, if you have both of them side by side, they're pretty much the same. So that's how mine looks so clean. And this is what ES looks like. It's a little more blocky. Just being patient. There you go. Love that, man. It pays off. I think this keeps pumping, to be completely honest. Got Drake blasting in my ear. I need to change this. And Neil Young tune off the rip. Made 600 off that long. Took my TP from Asia High down for the day. Very nice, Eli. I longed it literally almost the dip and closed because I wasn't confident. Hey, it happens. Is this live? Yes. Pre-recorded session with the AI background. Watch the orb. Can I be exfoliated? It's like a little prayer. What are you trading? We're trading temperature. Hey Christian, can I come over to meal prep? Yeah, man, come on. Seriously considering learning the orb because my lord, I hear that it prints every day. It only prints when Matthew's miles away from the chart. This is order flow. No, I was looking at something. Yes. Like that. Trading on news days is hilarious. Glad you get a chuckle, bro. What is going on? I mean, pretty clean movement here, man. Pretty clean. I think this is about to skyrocket to all-time highs here in a second. And Yahoo, please tell price to retest. If only he had that control. Look at the news. A lady talked. What? Look at the news. A lady started to talk about inflation and it tanked. Where are you seeing a tank, dude? It's a good feeling when your hands don't sweat anymore getting into trades. There you go. That is a good feeling. Legion, we're doing great over here. You know, fresh little lipper. We'll be doing even better. Yeah, you can see. Look at the screen, man. It dollar total P&L, dollar open P&L. If I was in a trade, that P&L would not be, that dollar open P&L would not be zero. Is there a reason you didn't hold all-time highs? I shook the money tree and got out, man. I had a target. I got out at my target. 26,840 was my target. There you go, Legion. Very nice, man. Did you jump into this trade? Matthew, Everett, did you take this? Guess I was supposed to short out the bottom of it. ES completely, or NQ completely went through it. How's the ES book map looking? We're the True Day VWAP, or the True Day VWAP from 6 p.m. last night is right here, and it's kind of bouncing off of that. This is NQ. Can't wait for RP to say he bought another Maybach off today's PA. Still have my flawless 50K. There you go. Patience. No rush. Did he show the dogs? Dallas, you're wild. Straight Zilla worth it. I like it. Helps track a lot of different data, a lot of different metrics. I've never tried Poppy sparkling soda, no. Poppy just sold to Pepsi for like 24 billion. Interesting. What was the reason for your hesitation, King? Because I mean, I don't blame you. I can tell you why I would have hesitated. Let's see if your reason is the same as mine. Because I had been in a losing streak and low key thinking that strat does not work anymore. That wouldn't be. I thought you were going to say because we hadn't inverted that 5-minute gap yet. That would have been a really good reason. You going to be on this Thursday? I plan on it, yeah. Definitely plan on it. Bookmap just started going nuts to the upside here. Balance. You can see the P&L, the dollar open P&L right there. If I was in a trade, you'd see it. I did what you said to do, Christian, with my stop loss. Now there are red exclamation points where I set my SL and TP. What? I have no clue what that is, dude. Make sure that, like, let's say you're in a trade for we'll just use one as an example. You're long one contract right now. You would right click on the chart. You would right click and you'd have a sell limit for your take profit. See that right there? Sell limit. And then for your stop loss, wherever you underneath where your position is, you'd have a sell stop. Should not be any issues. What in the world? Do you have a Lucy code? Yeah, it's flashing on the screen. CWT. Can you explain why that is with Bookmap? I don't know. There could be some news going on right now. You do have Kevin Warsh talking, so like I said, we're going to keep an eye on what kind of effect his words have, the immediate effect his words have. Probably should have that on so I can hear what he's talking about. Let's see. He's not on Varney. Let's see. Open interest. He's on Bloomberg. He looks like a weasel, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Should be passing my 2 Lucid accounts tomorrow. There you go. Good job, Zach. What advice would you give me about hesitation? I would identify what it is that's causing you to be hesitant. Yeah, Matthew, no problem, man. I've been on a losing streak. Identify what's causing the hesitation, King, and try to fix that. Lower your sizing, potentially. I think that's always helpful. Make sure you're not focused on the money, you're focused on the execution. There's nothing really going on here. I'm not going to show this. Nothing really to pay attention to. Yeah, this could potentially just chop for the rest of the session. We'll see. All right, Everett, take it easy, man. What's the 50K scalping plan? I'm not sure. I haven't seen that. I don't see a 50K scalping plan. You could be, Aaron. You could be. I'm not a doctor. Apex code still works, yeah. All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow. It really is not complicated. Doesn't make sense. So you entered a trade. Don't hit the trade button. You hit the buy or sell button. You hit the buy or sell button, top left corner, or on Tradeovate, whichever one you're executing. Click buy or sell, and it immediately opens the position, right? All right, Ballast. Okay, it immediately opens position. As soon as the position's open, you're right-clicking on the chart. You would want to set a stop loss first. That should be your first move. So you'd want to, underneath where your position is, you'd right-click and hit sell stop. Send me a picture of what it looks like. Or take a video of the whole exact process of opening the position and setting the stop loss and take profit. Send me that, and I'll see if I can help you. Can you show me how to take partials? You just, if you're in for like 5 micros, you would just, let's say you're long 5 micros, you would sell 3 of them, or sell 2 of them, or sell 1 of them, however many partials you want to take off, how many contracts you want to take off. You can change that. If, let's say you're in for 5. Let me see this. Put 1 micro on, Aaron. Put 1 micro on and show me with that. I know that if you are willing to do that. That way it's limited downside. Is that the pro? Scaling plan is the pro? Yeah, that's the pro. Go to the pro rules, it'll tell you what it is. Lucid Flex? Oh, it just means you're limited on how many contracts you can trade until you reach certain account balances. You take anything yet? Yeah, we took a long earlier. We're up 938 times 5. Made my bread. Have a great day. Hey, good job, Connor. We'll see you, man. Think we'll push up still? We'll see. I don't know what you know, it seems like kind of consolidating here with what's going on with this hearing. I don't know if that's what's causing it or not. Who knows? No longer trading at ES. It hasn't been taking out the same draw of liquidity as NQ. Formerly in SM2. Did you take any trades? Yeah. Took a long at, was it 808? Right above that 5-minute gap. Yeah, 808. Got out at 40, 840. Lost 1.5 on funded. That's how much I'm down. I'm stressing. What was your stop loss? No stop loss, man. We don't do stop losses over here. You can't lose if you don't have a stop loss. I'm just kidding. It was a 10-point stop. That was just based on what I was seeing on Bookmap. Always have a stop. It's the first thing I do when I open a trade. Look at that move. I'll be careful in this. They're arguing. Not surprised. Oh, Elizabeth Warren, she's a whack job. If you think it'll form another trade, I don't know, man. I don't know. Shalom market, calm down. Nope, you're doing it wrong again. Stop doing the dragon bullshit, man. What are you doing the dragon thing? You don't need to do all that. All right, I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to do a small micro trade here, and I'm going to show you. Aaron, send something in the chat so I know you're watching. All right, hang on one second. Let me get this off the screen. Close that. Close that. All right, you watching? All right, here we go. We're going to go to micros here so this doesn't have crazy effect on us. One micro. All right. Make sure you can see this. All right, I'm going to open a long right here. One micro. Boom. Now you're going to immediately right click under the price where you want your stop to be. Sell stop. There's my sell stop. Take profit. Same thing. Sell limit above. Boom. Now watch what happens if I move this up and it hits this, which I think it will do here in a second. I'm going to make it do it. Boom. Closes the trade. Now you still have to clear your limit order for the take profit level. Don't forget to do that. That's exactly how you do it. If you do the dragging, here's how you would do the dragging. I'll do it again. I'll waste another $5 here. So you would hit the trade button. That's where your trade would be. And you would set your stop loss here and then do your TP here. And you would hit the buy button at that point. You don't do it after. You don't set your stop loss and your take profit after when you're doing it this way. Then you would hit the buy button and the orders are there. And then if you close, you execute that. It's the same for a short, just in the other direction. You still got the brackets on, man. There you go. Yep. I see what you're saying. Close that. Close the trade thing on the top right of your. Close this, Everett. Close this. Close that. See if that works. Keep that closed. Keep that closed while you're setting the TP and the stop loss. See if that works. Shows you the same thing. Even if you close that window, it says the same thing. The trade window. RP hit full TP on ES orb. Nice. He took it off the very edge of the. Off the very edge, didn't he? Yeah, that was a very edge. Close trade already, but yeah, when I press the buy. So even if you have this trade window open right here, like if you close that, it still does the same thing. One-click trading. Yeah, do you have one-click trading on? Right here, you see where it says one-click trading under the trading tab. Do you have one-click trading on? Right-click on your chart, go to settings, and then hit trading. Yeah, put one-click trading on, see if that works. All right, Cam, take it easy, man. Fake count posing is you just, yeah, there's a ton of them, dude. There's a ton of them. Just report them if you don't mind, Abby. Appreciate that. I can't get TikTok to do anything about them. Every time I report them, they tell me that they found nothing wrong. I think that fixed it, Mac. Nice. It worked. Very nice. Problem solved. Appreciate that, Mac. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, don't do that. I'm glad that fixed it. That was Mac over on the tube with the suggestion about one click. Aaron says, thank you, Mac. This trading stuff's going to work out. Yes, it takes a lot of time. A lot of time and a lot of self-work. A lot of introspection. Getting going long at 26,770 would be good. That's at the base of that 5-minute gap, man. It's an interesting spot to try to take a long. I'd wait. I don't know, man. I don't like the way this is kind of like, to me it's not clear. You got a 5-minute gap inside of a 5-minute gap below and then 5-minute inversion. We got a lot of bearish pressure here, so I did not take a short, no. I did not. You can see the P&L on the screen there. Very nice, Maddie. Very nice. Christian is troglodyte, Lucan still unenlightened. Peanut gallery over here. There's a reason. I don't think it was pulling my trade early. It was where I was targeting. I hit my target. And if you look, as soon as we hit that target, we pulled back. So I wasn't sure if we hit that target, we were going to reverse off of that, or if we were going to continue higher. I mean, I took $1,000 times 5. I'm up $5,000 right now. So I don't know. I didn't feel the need to get greedy. Probably could have trailed my stop and then, you know, let it keep running. But even then, you know, I'm happy with the $5,000. Why is it trying to make me pay for TradeAvate as an add-on? Yeah, you're doing something wrong. Something's not right with that scripture. I have a couple of videos posted on my page. One of them's pinned about how to connect your TradeAvate and all of that. Yeah, King, that's not a bad idea, man. It's kind of getting a little bit shaky here for some people. I mean, the shorts played out, now it's pushing back up. I don't know what's going to happen, so. No, Gage, I pay for the Big Daddy plan on TradeSync. Yeah, King, I don't blame you, man. Call it a day. Very nice, Erica. 300. That's good on that 25K. What's the target profit? 1,500 on those? I have 35 accounts on there right now, but I only copy trade. I was only doing one account at a time. Now I'm back to I'll do 5 accounts at a time right now. Like today, I just traded my 5 Lucid accounts. Well, Aaron, now you got that figured out, man. I mean, you'll be all right. Don't let the 800 to down 100 mess with you, because being down 100 is better than being down 1,000. So don't make it worse. I have 6 connections right now on there. I believe. Take Profit Trader, Lucid, Tradeify, Apex, Alpha. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you're good, Aaron. You'll get there, man. You're going to get this. You're going to get this. You're just working out the kinks. You have to have a yeah, you have to have an eval, or you have to pay for yeah, you have to have an eval. You need to have an eval. Trading live account. Some live brokers, like I use AMP, and they have data that they provide through it, but I also pay for data. Supreme, what's up, man? All right, Impulse, we'll catch you. Short? No, I caught the long. What are your bookmap settings? They're pretty much default, man. I haven't really changed a whole lot. I have the VWAP on, and I anchor that to the 6 p.m. True Day Open. Shorted for 1,400. Nice. Bookmap's got orders to the downside here. I had so many different tabs. I'm losing track of where I am. There we go. Just caught a little piece of that as well on my take profit accounts. Not bad, not bad. Little 593 times 5 there on the take profit accounts. How fast can your profitability turn around? Very quickly. Very quickly. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Mac. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate your help too. I'm glad you had a good day. Do you go live every day? I do. I appreciate that, Aaron. I appreciate that, man. I love hearing that. You're funny, Knight. You too, man. Have a blessed day. I'm glad you got that figured out. It's 11 o'clock, guys. Time to get off. Sorry if that was loud. Why'd your P&L go down? That was 5 other accounts. So I took a trade on my 5. These are my 5 Lucid accounts. These are my 5 take profit accounts. I just caught a little piece of that short. So we're up 938 times 5 on Lucid, and we're up 593.50 times 5 on Take Profit Trader. It was a great day. Yeah, it was a great day. I hope you guys are green. God bless you guys. Don't blow any accounts. If you're red, don't get frustrated and overtrade. There's always tomorrow. There's always another day. Don't make it worse. Stick to your rules. Don't tilt. Have faith that this is going to work out, and you don't have to make it work right now. It doesn't have to. part of making this work is not over trading and accepting a loss and accepting a red day. That's a part of making this work. So keep that in mind. Love you guys. Take care. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll see you then.